I'm going to show you how I do my Overcast finishing edge. So I prefer to use knots to start mine so I don't have the tails to tie at the end. But whatever your preferred method of starting is, that's fine. So I line up my rectangular holes and I just start doing an overcast stitch. So I just go in the next hole, and then over one. So, oh, for heaven's sakes. I also don't like to use embroidery floss. I like to use pearl cotton. For me, it's easier and I just like it. And I tend to cut my thread super long because I don't want to have to do any weird joints. So in the beginning, I have a lot of tangles. So all I'm doing is just overcasting the edges as I go. So I'm just going in one hole and then down the next. And I'm going to do that all the way around. I'll pause it so you don't have to be bored watching that. Okay, I've gone all the way around the edges. It's kind of like, remember in camp when you would do leather crafts and you would just lace through the holes? Same thing. Unfortunately, because we have that odd hole configuration, we just can't, it's never going to be perfect. Maybe they'll come out with new sole bases with the same number of holes as in the top or vice versa. Anyway, after you go and do your whip stitching all the way around, then you're going to just do the assembly just like you normally do. I kind of like, well, I kind of like this and wouldn't mind leaving it the way it is. Sometimes it turns out, depends on the felt. Like you can see this one of my holes is I secured the hole, but sometimes it pulls through a little bit. But I just don't trust these holes with it just whip stitched around because they may break apart. So now I'm going to go do the regular assembly the way we always do, just going in and out, in and out. And it's actually, when you do this whip stitch around the edge first, the whip stitching part is fairly easy. And then it's almost like you've basted it and it's all held together so you don't have to, it's not too fussy when you're doing the regular assembly. So I will pause it while I go around and do this part. All right, so I've gone all the way around with my first set of running stitches, and actually I kind of like it the way it looks like this. I mean, I've done, if you could stop here, and it's kind of a cool look also to just do the one stitch across. So if you like that look, you could just stop here and tie it off, or continue along and finish up the way we always do. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to finish going all the way around, and I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, so I've gone all the way around. And now I'm finishing up, and we've got that goofy odd number. So I'm done on the top, right? But I've got extra on the bottom. So all I do is go in that hole and then just go through the next hole just to finish that stitch, but I'm not going on the top. And then I do the same thing. I just go down in that hole and then I come through the side to finish it off. And then I'll finish my knot, but that's how I get that to look like it's finished. And now I'll tie it off, do my knot, and we're done. So these are the two versions, the two versions of the Overcast method. And then I've also come up with a couple others. This is what I call the zigzag. Zigzag overcast, or not overcast, but zigzag edge finishing. And there it is completely finished. And there it is like at the halfway point where I don't connect the stitches, and then it's got a different look. Those are cute too. I'll do a video for those. And then this is the buttonhole stitch edge. So this is the completed buttonhole edging, and this is the halfway. So two different looks there. And then this is just a regular zigzag edge. And this is the halfway. I'll do videos for all these eventually. And then I also have two different ways to finish off the tab backs, and I'll do videos for those also. So have fun. Can't wait to see what you make.